All eyes are on the French capital on February 10th and 11th, to see if U.S. President Donald Trump's administration can find common ground with China and nearly 100 other nations on the safe development of artificial intelligence.
There's another word, which is for other countries, not in the US, not China, but all over the world, and they should benefit from AI. And this is where we should have the discussion, which path we should define for AI. And this is why this summit is so important.
One of the summit's likely outcomes is that philanthropies and businesses are expected to commit an initial $500 million in capital, going up to $2.5 billion over 5 years, to fund public interest projects on AI around the world. Besides, the Google DeepMind CEO highlights the importance of AI regulation.
And I think it's important to regulate AI, but it's important to get the regulations right. And when that's hard when the technology itself is not fully understood and it's so fast moving. And it also needs to be international, because AI is going to affect all countries, the whole world, and as a technology. And there needs to be sort of international cooperation around that. And that's also tricky in the current environment. So I think that's why summits like this have, I think, an important part to play, bringing together industry, academia, and civil society and governments all together.
About a year after world powers reckoned with the dangers of AI in England's Bletchley Park, a wider array of countries are gathering in Paris to discuss putting the technology to work. Mitigating labor disruption and promoting sovereignty in a global AI market are also on the agenda. Worldwide News reports.
U.S. President Donald Trump says he expects Elon Musk to find billions of dollars of fraud and abuse at the Pentagon during an audit that the billionaire will lead. The Pentagon's budget is approaching $1 trillion per year. In December, then-President Joe Biden signed a bill authorizing $895 billion in defense spending for the fiscal year ending.
It's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific. I'm going to tell him very soon, maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
Musk, who the White House says is a special government employee, has been tasked by Trump to lead an effort to slash the size of the U.S. federal workforce. As part of that initiative, Musk aides have sought access to confidential information in computer systems at various government agencies. Critics say the efforts are likely illegal, risk exposing classified information, and in practice, are gutting entire agencies without congressional approval. Worldwide News report.
The Russian Foreign Ministry said on February 6 that the United States needed to formulate its policy on ending the conflict in Ukraine and that Moscow could then base its own position on specific U.S. action.
А что касается Вашингтона, наверное, еще раз говорю, надо им эту политику и сформулировать, и будем ориентироваться на конкретные шаги и действия.
Regarding this, U.S. President Donald Trump said on February 9 he believed the United States was making progress in its talks to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, but declined to provide details about any communications he had had with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
If we are talking, I don't want to tell you about the conversation, it's too early, but I do believe we're making progress. We want to stop the Ukraine-Russia war, and I want to stop it just because I hate to see all these young people being killed. The soldiers are being killed by the hundreds of thousands.
Trump and Keith Kellogg, Trump's special envoy for Ukraine and Russia, have both said they are working on a plan to broker a deal to end the fighting in Ukraine, but have yet to disclose full details of what that plan might look like. Worldwide News reports.
On February 8, 3 Israeli hostages were released by Hamas as part of an ongoing ceasefire agreement. The hostages were visibly frail, thin, and pale, sparking calls from their families for the immediate return of the remaining captives. The families, speaking at press conferences on Sunday, expressed gratitude toward U.S. President Trump and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff for their roles in facilitating the truce.
Yesterday, after a year and 4 months, I saw my brother again. I hugged him, but he wasn't the same Or who left home on October 7th. Came back in poor physical condition. Anyone who saw the pictures and videos couldn't ignore it. For 16 months, he was hungry, barefoot, and in constant fear that every day can be his last.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu expressed shock at the condition of the freed hostages, pledging to work tirelessly for the return of all captives. He emphasized Israel's commitment to eliminating Hamas and securing the safe release of every hostage.
אור, אלי ואוהד חזרו היום הביתה. שרה ואני מחבקים אותם ואת המשפחות היקרות שלהם. שוב ראינו מה זה מפלצות החמאס. זה אותן מפלצות שטבחו באזרחינו והתעללו בחטופינו, ואני אומר להם שוב, אנחנו נדאג לביטחונם, זו ההנחיה שאני נתתי למשלחת. אנחנו נעשה הכל להחזיר את כל החטופים, אבל חמאס לא יהיה שם. אנחנו נחסל את החמאס.
In exchange for the 3 hostages, Israel freed 183 Palestinian prisoners, including some convicted of involvement in deadly attacks. Worldwide News Report.
North Korea celebrated the 77th anniversary of the establishment of the Korean People's Army on February 8, with musical and dance performances in Pyongyang, showed various artistic performances on a stage at the April 25th House of Culture. At the meantime, US President Donald Trump, after a meeting on February 7 with Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, said he would have relations with North Korea as they expressed concern over its nuclear program. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un criticized trilateral military cooperation among the United States, Japan, and South Korea for raising tensions in the region and vowed countermeasures. Trump said he would have relations with North Korea, but during the visit, Kim reaffirmed the unshakable policy of further advancing the nuclear forces. Worldwide News reports. The leaders of far-right parties and Patriots, the European Parliament's third-largest voting bloc, gathered in Madrid on Saturday, under the motto, "Make Europe Great Again," for a rally filled with euphoric references to Donald Trump's return to power. The event featured Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, and the leaders of France's National Rally, Marine Le Pen, as well as the Netherlands PVV party.
L'élection de Donald Trump ne peut s'analyser uniquement comme une simple alternance dans un pays démocratique, ni même seulement comme le sursaut patriotique d'une nation qui congédierait à juste titre les forces du déclin. Nous sommes en face d'un véritable basculement mondial.
Óta Trump tornádó néhány hét alatt megváltoztatta. Egy korszak véget ért. Tegnap mi voltunk az eretnekek, ma mi vagyunk a mainstream.
Patriots was formed after the May 2024 European election, and consists of 86 MEPs from 14 countries, representing a combined 19 million votes. Madrid was chosen as venue for their first official summit, so that Patriots President Santiago Abascal, who helmed Spain's Vox party, could host. Worldwide News Report. Traders in China's export manufacturing hub of Yiwu shrugged off US President Donald Trump's tariffs on February 9, with some saying that they had already made preparations and no fears, while others said US customers would bear the higher prices.
加到50%对我们也没什么影响，因为首先一点，我们这个产品是高利润产品，就我比如这里卖5块钱，他们可能批发商给出的价格可能是15到20，因为在美国本土就是这个价格，所以他们即使你说关税5块钱加个2块5的关税，对吧？其实对他们来说影响也不是特别大。
Yiwu, in eastern China's Zhejiang province, is the world's largest wholesale hub for small manufactured items and products. It exports globally, including to the United States.
我们本身订单就已经多到做都做不完，所以也没关系。而且对于美国来讲，那他是否能够找到很好的国家去来替代我们，也是他自己要去思考的问题。
Trump on February 4 imposed tariffs on all Chinese imports and plans to cancel duty-free treatment of low-cost packages from China. Subsequently, China imposed its own counter-tariffs of up to 15% on some US goods starting on February 10. Worldwide News reports.